Okay, let's start. So we have covered regression analysis, we have covered factor analysis. The next thing is cluster analysis. So we learn what is cluster analysis. Let's look at what the agenda for this first session. So we'll understand what is cluster analysis, what are customer segments. Okay, and first of all, why do we need to create these segments? What is segmentation? What is a market? And then, what is market segmentation? Then there's this term, one size fits all. What does that mean? And what is the problem if we don't segment? Then we'll see how we can segment. What is the basis of segmentation? There are different factors, there are different variables that you can take for segmentation. And we'll look at some interesting examples also. And yes, last is what are the various benefits of segmentation? Okay. So let me start with these questions. So let's start with this. Why do we need to create segments? Why do we need to create a segment? Or do you understand what is segment? What are customer segments? What are segments and why do we need to create segments?
When customers are divided into different parts depending upon their geographical area or and age factor and all. Matlab,
Okay.
the customers we are going to target.
So you are saying that we divide customers, right? We divide customers, and it can be basis of geographic area wise, or it can be age, demographics, or gender, any other thing, or income. Okay, so this is customer segment. Okay, you are dividing. You are dividing customers. Okay, and why do we need to create segments?
So that we can cater to them, their needs specifically, like what are the needs of different age groups and different gender wise, so that we can create products according to their needs and preferences.
Okay, so cater different needs, and according to their different needs, we can create that kind of products, kind of customized product or customized offerings we can give them if we know what are their needs, how the needs are different, right? Okay, so let me show you one example. So a company wants to sell mobile phones and its target is to sell 1 lakh pieces. Say in Delhi only, they want to sell mobile phones and they want to sell, say, 1 lakh pieces. So what they should do? Should they target whole state or whatever location is the target, or they should target clusters, or they should target some individuals only? What is the problem here? They want to sell mobile phones and their target is 1 lakh pieces.
They can divide the market into small clusters, mainly people who have used their mobiles for over 3 to 4 years, because they'll prefer to buy another one, or maybe the people who are looking for a new phone or something like that.
Okay, so they can cluster and maybe some, because based on some filter or some criteria, like you mentioned, that people who are already using mobile phones or using it from past 3 4 years, they are the ones who will buy this product. Okay, basically trying to figure out what is the criteria, which who are my customers, who are my prospective customers, and they are going to buy my product. So it doesn't make sense that I target everyone. See, if I say that I am going to target everyone, my product is not a mass product, and still I'm targeting everyone. I'm spending huge money, on showing advertisement to all the people, to whole population. What's the point of that? Or I'm, sending coupons to everyone. So see, what such a big loss I'll incur if I don't segment and find who are the, who is the segment who's actually going to buy my product. So that is the reason we need to segment. So what are the customer segments? So to answer this question, a market researcher may conduct a survey covering what are the needs, what are the attitudes, what are the demographics, what is the behavior of customer. And then they use cluster analysis to identify these homogeneous groups of customers that have similar needs and attitudes. So say this is a market. Okay, I'll come on this market, what is segmentation, all these things later. So this is a market and we have these different clusters. Okay, basically we had this data on their needs, attitude and preferences. Okay, and then we run cluster analysis and we find that, okay, this is one cluster, this is second cluster, and this is third cluster. So it's a way, it's a statistical way of, clubbing individuals together, those who are homogeneous. So this is homogeneous. Individuals, those who are in this clusters are homogeneous. Whereas if we compare these two, these are heterogeneous. Okay. So our aim in cluster analysis is जो homogeneous individuals हैं हम उसे एक साथ cluster करें and these clusters should be separate. Okay, it's better that they are जितना भी heterogeneous हो these clusters, they should be separate, they should be different. Okay, so we try to club all the individuals which has same needs, which have same attitudes as one cluster. So that's a concept of cluster analysis, that is homogeneous groups of customers. Okay, so clustering is basically a technique that groups similar data points such that the points in the same group are more similar to each other than the points in other groups. And the group of similar data points is called a cluster. So what is cluster? It's a group of similar data points, right? So it's a class of technique used to classify objects or cases into relatively homogeneous groups called clusters. Okay, so what is the difference between factor and cluster? What is the difference between factor and cluster? What is the difference between factor and cluster?
Now in factor, we are grouping different factors, whereas in cluster, we are grouping different samples or audiences.
Yeah, we are grouping different respondents, say sample, cases, okay, rows. That is for your cluster analysis. We are grouping people basically. We are grouping customers. But in factor analysis, we are grouping variables together. Okay, so cluster analysis can be used for various other methods. First is segmenting the market. We already know. So for example, consumers may be clustered on the basis of benefits sought from the purchase of a product. You remember I shared one video with you, one TEDx video. Do you remember seeing that video?
Yes, ma'am. I have gone through it.
Okay. So Kshitij, there is one, very, very interesting thing about, in that video. There's this case about QDEL. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
What is interesting about that?
That this trip was same, but the different group were targeted. One who wanted to have babies and one who did not wanted to have babies. So they were accordingly packaged as well as placed strategically. So
Yes.
that, and there even the cost of the product was different.
Yes, same product. See, they were just marketing it and segmenting it differently, and the product was exactly the same, but they marketed it differently, they priced it differently, and it was a hit. So even Ford also did something like that. Same product, and in Europe only they came with different. They marketed it differently, and yes, so that is the power of segmentation. For same product, it was not doing very good. So it was in this QDEL, this pregnancy test kits, were doing good in B2B, but they were not in B2C. And then they realized that there are two different segments and there are different benefits they derive from it. Pregnancy test kits serves the same motive, But for expectants it's different, and those who don't want to get pregnant is different. So how you can do the marketing, what are the benefits that they derive, are two different benefits for these two segments. And yes, that is the power of segmentation. So if you have not gone through that video, please do go through it. So that segment was based on benefits. That is called benefit segmentation. I'll talk about it later also. So you can segment based on geographic, demographic, but what is the most important question to ask when you are doing the segmentation? We'll discuss this later. So yeah, cluster analysis, there are various variety of purposes. It serves variety of purposes. First is segmenting the market. So you are segmenting it and checking, relatively homogeneous group, and then trying to see what are the benefits they see. Second is understanding buying behavior. Cluster analysis can be used to identify homogeneous groups of buyers. Then the buying behavior of each group may be examined separately, as in department store project, where respondents were clustered on the basis of self-reported importance to each factor of the choice criteria and selected, and then cluster analysis has also been able to identify the kinds of strategies. Okay, you remember in factor analysis we did this, we touched upon briefly how in banks they use factor analysis, and they had these 15 statements on the basis of which they drill down to some 5 to 6 factors. So they were trying to understand how consumers, make selection of banks, or how consumers, there was one more example, how consumers make purchase decision. Basically, yes, we discussed that, right, in factor analysis. What are the most important parameters? In Allen jeans, for example, what are the most important parameters when customers are buying jeans? Is it the style? Is it aesthetic? Is it brand? These themes, right? So based on these themes also you can cluster. Okay, you can group these customers based on what are the what is the purchasing behavior? What is it that makes them purchase? What are the important parameters for them to purchase? So based on this, you can also do clustering, right? So you can understand buying behaviors. Are you able to understand the second point? जैसे एलन जीन्स में हमारे पास काफी सारे statements आए थे, and then we ran factor analysis and we came up with 5-6 important parameters कि इन parameters के basis पे youngsters decide what brand, or basically these are the important parameters while selecting a brand of jeans. So उन्हीं parameters से आप you can group your respondents also, and you can understand what is the buying behavior. That this is the second thing. This is how you can use cluster analysis. Third is you identify new product opportunities. Okay, if I say there are, you are doing, say, cluster analysis or different brands and products, and if I say brand A and brand B are in same cluster and brand C is in same cluster, what can you tell about it? Brand A and B, if they are in same cluster. Can I say anything about competition here? Competition is high amongst brand A and B, or brand A and C, or brand B and C?
Competition will be high in brand A and B.
Yes, because they are in same cluster. So the competition, you can identify new product opportunities also. So you can see what are the competitive sets within the market, who all are, competing, and is there any place where I can put my brand? That is also one thing that you can do. Next is selecting test market. Say I have to launch a product. I have to come up, I'm coming up with this juice brand, and I want to launch it to, pan India. And what if I have to do a test marketing before that? How can I do the selection that, instead of going with, say, 28 cities, if I have to go with a smaller number of cities, what can I do cluster analysis there? How can I do that? How can I use it in test marketing?
If the secondary data is available, then we can get to know which cities consume more juices. So
okay.
in the first stage, we can, cluster those cities and use them as our test market and launch the brand on a small scale by providing them testers like tasters or testers,
Okay.
whatever you can say that, so that we can strategically place them nearby some other juice corners or tea shops and ask the customers nearby to taste our food, our juice, and give us a feedback regarding the same.
Okay. So my question is, if I have to decide on कि मेरी ये पूरे इंडिया में I have to launch this product, but मैं वो कौन सी cities उठाऊं so that I get a representative sample. I have say 28 cities where I'm going to launch this juice. Okay. Secondary data is not available. This is a product which is a new product, and I am the brand who is launching this product. It's not in the market, and I can't even take secondary data of other markets. I'm running, I'm doing test marketing. I'm giving them these testers, and I have to do such kind of a study. So उन 28 cities में से मैं वो कौन सी say 8 cities pick करूं which are representative of those 28 cities.
Ma'am,
Okay.
that secondary data can be collected through various other data, like cities which are more health conscious will consume more juice. This can be one prediction which can be done. Also, cities which consume less liquor will focus on juices.
Okay.
And also their geographical conditions. Like if my product is of nariyal juice, nariyal, which is a coconut flavor one, then I'll go with cities like which are nearby beaches or those who have coconut rich products. Whereas if it's on mountains, so I will try to avoid them because people on mountains doesn't drink coconut oil. Oh, sorry, juice.
Yeah. So like you said no, the people, those who are, living in, in and around beach, and people, those who are in mountains. So yeah, for example, I can pick up, 6-7 centers. There are 6-7 centers, for example, which are, from hilly area. So I can pick up representative sample instead of say Delhi is a metro, and instead of going in all the metros, don't you feel कि सारी metros की कुछ culture is very similar? So Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, then other metros, they have this similar maybe consumption pattern, maybe how working, education, income, those things are comparable. So all these things, comparable group also for test marketing purposes, you can do that also for clustering. Okay. Then there is something called reducing data. So how can we reduce data using cluster analysis? What are we doing here? Factor में तो reduce कर रहे थे. Can we reduce data using cluster analysis also? Factors में हम क्या group कर रहे थे? We were grouping variables. Okay, and here what are we grouping?
Sample.
Yeah, we are grouping sample.
Groups.
Yes, so 200, say I take a sample of 200 or 300 customers, and then I can come up with 6 segments, and I can explain, that 200, 300 sample by these segments. Instead of these individual responses, I can club the responses by segment, and then I can explain the data. So this is how you can reduce data in cluster analysis. Okay, next we'll discuss about segmentation. What is segmentation? What is a market? What is this one size fits all? What if we don't segment? What is the basis of segmentation? How we decide on this? And yeah, benefits of segmentation. So what is segmentation? What is segmentation?
I'm dividing a group into different subgroups on different segments.
And what is this group and subgroup? Okay, let me show you the definition. So what is segmentation? It is breaking your market down into different subgroups. Then the next question comes is, what is a market? Market क्या होता है? You have heard multiple times about market segmentation. Segmentation is grouping the dividing the market or breaking your market into different subgroups. But what is market?
Ma'am, in general term, market is a place where buyers and sellers come together to purchase, to have a transaction between goods and services.
Yes. But for a product, for a brand, what is a market?
Ma'am, all the people who are the customers of the brand and all the people who are potential customers of the brand.
Right, exactly, Veena. That is what market is. So market is the people that you realistically think will be attracted in your product. Okay, they are your potential customers. That is your market. You will not go to whole population, or that general term of market doesn't fit here. So market for a product is the people that you think will be attracted in your product, will buy your product, are prospective buyers. That is a market. Let's see one example here. So for automobile brand, what do you think? Who is the market? वो कौन लोग हैं जो I'm
People who can drive.
Yeah, people who can drive, yes, will be the market. So first filter यही लगेगा कि people who can drive an automobile brand will look about various needs and all those things later. But what is the market? जो लोग कार ही नहीं चला सकते, whether they are, they don't have driving license, they're not my market. That is the first criteria. Okay, kids wear brand. Who is my market?
People who have kids.
Okay, but kids can't take decision themselves.
And their
Parents.
parents know that.
Parents are going to become
That's why
parents.
I'm saying people who have kids, not the kids.
Okay, yes, exactly. Parents, right. For tea brand.
People who drink chai.
Ma'am,
People
tea
who drink-
lovers.
Ma'am, old people.
Health conscious people.
Again, health conscious people, old people, no, they are not. All are. जो भी चाय पीता है, everyone is in my market. Later on, I can divide them, okay, based on, what are the various segment that is coming in my market. Is health conscious if I'm selling a tea, which is, healthy tea. So health conscious, and then there is, by demographic, ki old people hai, young hai, all those things, that comes later on. But if I have to say sell tea, so all these people who drink tea are comes under my market. Okay. That is my market. People who drink tea. Okay, pet supplies. Example, dog food.
Ma'am, who
People
have
who
pets.
have a
People-
pet.
People who have pet.
People who have pets, who have dogs. Yeah. Okay. And brand that sells meat.
Non-vegetarian people.
Vegetarians, people. Yeah.
Also people who have pet.
People who have.
They
Also
will
people
get
who
a
have
pet
pet, they
supplies.
will people buy meat also, Vaishali.
So that's dog food.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, that can happen. Or if they are not going with pet supplies and they are not buying, they are themselves they are themselves vegetarian, but yes, they like to give the meat to their pets. Yes, that can also come. Great. Okay, so automobile brand, people over 18 years, as they will have driving license. Mother of children age 6 to 12 years, people who drink tea, dog owners, non-vegetarians, right? So I think I showed you this before also. So do you think we can sell same product to all the people in a market? I got this कि automobile brand है तो मेरा market वही होगा who all can drive cars, okay, who are above 18, who have driving license. But in a market, do you think we can sell same product to all the people?
No.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Different people will have different needs from that
Yes,
product.
everybody has their own choices.
Yes.
Different budget, different choices, different way of using it.
Right, different needs, different wants, different tastes, and different preferences, and that's why we have different product catering to different segments. Okay, and that's the main reason why we do segmentation. So there's one size fits all, and in this video you will see there's one example of tea. Can you recall and tell me what is this lady saying about tea? One size fits all. There's one tea example that she gives.
Ma'am, maybe she's talking about the container or mug.
No, I just put that icon just to, make you remember about this. She talks about, see, if you have about one size fits all, that why, why can't you sell one product to all the people? Or
That
if you, yeah,
she was the that company came up with different type of tea, cold tea and hot tea, and they did a regression analysis to take out the average and came up with lukewarm tea, and the project got failed terribly.
yeah. So it's like, okay, there's this segment which like hot tea and this segment which like cold tea. And what I do, I just club it and I create something in midway and I come up with lukewarm tea. And what will happen is neither, the segments who like hot tea will gonna try my lukewarm tea. Okay. And nor the people who like cold tea will like my lukewarm tea. So that's why so she stresses upon the need of segmentation. Okay, this one size fits all is how it is dangerous. So there's one example. For example, there's this laptop company, okay, and it has screen size in these 4 options. Okay, these are the 4 options of screen size. The color is, 4 options for color, similarly 4 options for battery, weight, RAM. So now you have, option that either you come up with all the possible, laptops that can come. Can you tell me how many possible laptops one can make out of all these options, using all these options? Four screen sizes, 4 color, 4 battery life, 4 weight, 4 RAMs.
4 laptops.
So that's 1024 options. 1024 different laptops. 4 multiply by 4 by 4 by 4. Okay. So which option to select? कि सिर्फ एक laptop, I'll sell only one laptop, or I make 1024 options of laptops. Which one should I select?
1024 option to select if not going with segmentation.
If not going with segmentation, so that is the point, that we can't go with 1024 options of laptop. Imagine having inventory of 1024 options. That is just options. And उसमें फिर inventory तो हर एक में तुम कितनी रखोगे? So none. You can't go with one option, one laptop. Neither you can go with these 1024 options. So then there comes this segmentation. So what you can do is you can have different product lines. You can see what are the different segments that are coming up. What is their preference? So one segment might like notebooks, one segment might like tablets. Okay, their needs and preferences are different. Some people are mobile, they want something which is handy, which is light. Some people are maybe coders or developers. They are, sitting in, in office and they want something which is stationary but has high other specifications. So as per the needs, you can come up with 3, 4, or 5 segments and then see what is the preference. And then accordingly, you can develop your product and come up with those 3 or 4 product lines. So this is the midway that you can do through segmentation. So what is segmentation? It's subdividing market into distinct subsets of customers, and segment members are different between segments but similar within. Okay, so and homogeneous and heterogeneous, I have already discussed this. Now, what is the basis of segmentation? किस basis पे हम segment करें market को? How do I decide that these people are same, they have similar needs, how these people are different? On what basis can I do that?
Ma'am, on the basis of gender, choices.
On the basis of gender, on the basis of choices, that is preferences. Okay.
On the basis of age, on the basis of the location, geographic.
Okay.
Ma'am, income.
Demographic, geographic, behavior, psychometric.
Yes, demographic, geographic, that comes here. Behavior, yes. Psychographic, that is attitude and all, yes.
Their purchasing power.
The purchasing power, yes. How much money they're spending. Okay, price, basically their earnings, yes.
Ma'am, age and lifestyle.
Age, yes. Lifestyle, your choices, preferences, yes. What are the other things that come in your mind? ठीक है, इसके बेसिस पे कर सकते हैं.
Taste and preferences.
Taste and preferences, yes. Choices, preferences, taste, yes. Lifestyle.
Education level, like everybody has different education levels.
Education, yes.
Nationality.
You live like customer lives.
Okay. Can you give me example while you are, telling me
Ma'am?
about, for example,
Ma'am?
gender? Yes,
Income of a person.
income or earnings, yes. Can you give me any example कि इस product के लिए gender के basis पे करेंगे, इस product के लिए age के basis पे करेंगे, or any scenario you can give me.
मेकअप का सामान जेंडर के बेसिस पे.
Yeah, so cosmetics, for
Yes,
example,
ma'am, cosmetics.
or you will do it based on gender. Okay. If you have, cosmetics, you will target only females. And then there are, subgroup based on preferences, whether they are, they want something which is organic, or they go with brand, or they are, something which is, not price.
Ma'am, but clothing we can do on the basis of genders. Like,
Yes. Yes. Like,
ma'am, if we take the example of formal shirts, so boys have different kind of formal shirts, girls have different kind of formal shirts.
right. That we can do. Okay. So there are different, ways of segmenting. There are bases of segmentation. And demographic, this is who. So these characteristics help us find and reach segments. Age kya hai, gender kya hai, nationality kya hai, all these things we capture. Maybe one or two, sometimes three, or maybe all, depends on, what kind of a study you are doing. But demographics help us somewhere in certain circumstances. I'll show you some case studies. आप demographics को as segmenting variable use करते हैं. So there are two things. One is segmenting variable, one is profiling variable. Okay, segmenting variable. And the most important thing in cluster analysis, and basically the most difficult thing, is to understand what is your segmenting variable. आप segment किस basis पे करोगे, and one is your profiling variable. Okay, so if there is this one, very innovative product that comes in market, okay, and say smartwatch, which is not very innovative, but a smartwatch in, launched by a brand, say Rado, okay, and it's a very innovative, and it has, all other features which are not still in market. And what do you think? How you are going to segment the market? Whether you will segment it using age, whether you segment it using gender, how you are going to segment your market if there's such innovative product, a smartwatch, which is, which has the features which are, very, very new features. It comes in market.
On the basis of age as well as gender.
And ma'am, also on the basis of income.
On the basis of income as well, right?
Age, gender, income हो गया.
Also behavior, health conscious or not, because generally smartwatches are for those who prefer keeping track of their steps and cycling, things like that.
Yes.
I'm also on the basis of geography, because people some people in the rural areas will not usually buy a smartwatch.
Okay. Now, I'll tell you what is the difference between segmenting variables. So, you will run your cluster based on the behavior. Okay, people who want innovative products, who have positive attitude towards innovative products, who are very tech savvy, they have that kind of a attitude. So, segment तुम अपने customers को करोगे based on behavior. Okay, whether they have this positive attitude towards technological products or not. Now, but who are the people who have positive attitude? Age wise तुम करोगे, income wise, okay, age, डोंट यू थिंक कि ऐसे भी हो सकता है कि मिडिल एज भी और लोअर एज भी और हायर एज भी सारी एज ग्रुप्स के लोग वुड वांट टू बाय दिस स्मार्टफोन वॉच दिस
Yes,
इज
ma'am, but not the see. This can be done on the basis of occupation as well as age. This can be clubbed together. Like people who are executives or 40 plus of years of age, they do not have. They will keep track of their, you know, they are more concerned about health because what is believed on a basis of a stereotype is that people are working in corporate and they are 40 plus, they have high risk of having tensions, so
Right.
they are more conscious about their health and they go on a walk. So they are working in corporate, then their income is good, so they can afford this watch. They are health conscious because they feel this that they have this pressure from their executives.
Okay, but okay, coming to that.
And then next we can go on the basis of young people like us. We are college going people, we prefer going to gym and recording our steps and how many calories we burned in.
Right.
Though we do not earn more, but we can afford on the basis of geography we belong to or the class we belong to.
Yes. So the main thing which is important, to identify these people, it's not age, it's not gender, it's not just income. Income
I'm
will,
health conscious.
yes, it's that behavior, health conscious. और ये लोग कहीं से भी आ सकते हैं. They can come from a different age group, like young people, they can be old people, those who are, already very conscious. It can be middle age. So the main segmenting variable जो तुम लोगे, that going to be your behavior, that health consciousness. Okay. But what you will do is segmenting variable को कि health conscious लोग हैं, but from where are they coming? That is your profiling. In order to target कि इस एज ग्रुप से ज्यादा आ रहे हैं, ये वाला एज ग्रुप भी है, जेंडर मेल फीमेल में कहाँ पे है. सो द थिंग इज दैट प्रोफाइलिंग वेरिएबल तुम ये सारे ले सकते हो कि इनकम इनकी कितनी है, एज, जेंडर, टू टारगेट, टू अंडरस्टैंड कि एग्जैक्टली ये कौन लोग हैं. बट ऑल दोज हु विल क्लस्टर्स तुम बनाओगे बेस्ड ऑन दिस सेगमेंटिंग वेरिएबल्स. So all those who are health conscious, वो हमारी class, वो वाला जो cluster आएगा, that is the one which we have to focus on. And after that, कि okay, I have gone, to say I interviewed say 200 people. उसमें से मेरे पास 6 cluster आए, जिसमें 2 clusters are positive towards, they have this healthy behavior, okay, towards keeping, track of the steps and all those things. तो वो 2 clusters होंगे which I have to focus on. But now what is there, how do these 2 clusters look like? I'll use my profiling variables, gender, age, income, all these things. Okay. But मेरा segmenting variable जो सबसे most important variable है is your, how they behave, what is their behavior, basically their attitude towards lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. Okay, they track their steps, those people, right? So let me show you some example. You can check this later. So there's this segmentation of Gap. Okay, so there's this, Gap had these 3 different brands for each category, and whereas Brooks Brothers was a complete, umbrella brand and catering to all the age groups. And you can go through this segmentation study and see, how Gap is doing better than Brooks Brothers. Okay. So the key question that is, like I said, the most important thing in cluster analysis is what is that, main thing that separates these segments? What is this main thing? What should be my segmenting variable? So like I discussed about this QDIL, right? So there were these segments. It was not segmentation was age पे या income पे नहीं गया था उन्होंने QDIL पे. They find out that there's some benefit that they see. benefits that people, girls who want to get pregnant and those who don't want to get pregnant, there's some kind of benefits associated with these kids, and how this benefit is different. So they targeted and they segmented their market based on the benefits of. After that, you can profile that. Okay, so you can go through this case study also. This is a very good case study, QTEL. And then there is one case study on banks. Okay, how you can do segmentation in banks also. So there are different customers based on some old people are those who don't know much about digital banking, and how you can segment in banks. Okay, so what are the benefits of segmentation? What do you think? What are the benefits of segmentation? तुमने अपना market segment कर दिया different.
Ma'am, we can understand the needs of the customer better in a better way.
Okay. Understand the needs better.
Easy to position the product.
Okay, and you can see how what are the various segments. You can position your product accordingly. Yes. So if if the segment, the one which is most profitable segment, how do they perceive your product, or what is it that they are that is important for them? So in your marketing communication, you can include those things. Okay.
We can also save cost by segmenting.
You can save costs. How can you save costs?
I'm like, if you're advertising our product to the people who are not the potential customers, we are mainly just wasting our money.
Right.
Therefore, segmentation will be helpful.
Yes. So you are only focusing on those people who are, important for you, who are going to buy your product, and not to all the people. Yes.
Ma'am, we can make customer relations.
Yes, good customer relationship can happen because you know your customer well. You have segmented, what are their needs, what are their preferences, and accordingly you are giving them customized product. So definitely you will increase customer relationship, and that will increase loyalty, that will increase.
And it will also focus on a firm's value.
Yes, customer lifetime value or firm's value. Yes.
Ma'am, in case of a new product, if we segment the market first and know our target customers, then the success rate will be high.
Yes, if you already know, who are you are launching a new product, and you do the segmentation study and try to understand, okay, what are the kind of people who will buy my product, and then you do whatever necessary steps you have to do in marketing or in product, and then you launch it, better chances that your product will do well. Yes. Okay.
And customer satisfaction will also be high because we will provide them what they actually are looking for in a product.
Right. Customer satisfaction. Yes.
Also पैसे भी save हो जाएंगे.
पैसे भी save हो जाएंगे. Yeah. So you will not be, targeting wrong people, and उन्हें coupons देना, then you are, advertising on every channel. Doesn't, make sense. Just see what is the media buying habits. Media habits of your segment. Okay, and then just to advertise there only. अगर कोई ऐसा product है कि जिसके लिए OTT platforms पे advertisement करना ज़्यादा ठीक रहेगा, और e-commerce website पे, what kind of e-commerce website उस पे करना ठीक रहेगा. So yes, based on your media habits, based on your segments, then you can decide where to spend your money. Yes, exactly. So these are the benefits of segmentation. So benefits of segmentation, not just to the customers, like we discussed, but it's also to the firm. So identification of valuable customers, you can do more targeted promotions and marketing communication, higher customer lifetime value, then sustainable profit growth. Okay, customers are loyal, they like your product, and then obviously there's going to be profit. Customized products and services to the customers. So you get customized products and services, there's personalized experience, because of which there is higher customer satisfaction. And yes, then customer loyalty and retention. Okay, so next is what are the various segmentation methods? We'll discuss about clustering. What is this method? So there are certain things, agglomeration, schedule, cluster centers. I'll come on this later, and something called dendrogram. Okay, so what clustering does is that we are grouping people. Okay, we are grouping people, those who have similar needs. And how we are doing this grouping? How are we measuring कि ये दो लोग similar हैं, and that's why let's club it into one cluster. How, what is the, algorithm behind it? So algorithm is based on this distance matrix. So if the distance between, two individuals is less, then they are grouped together in a cluster. Let me give you one example here. Okay, for example, I take income and education. Okay, these two things for say 6 respondents. And what I do is there's something called Euclidean distance. So this is done, at backend. This is done by SPSS, or if you run in R, this is done there. So, but the basic, algorithm, the basic stats behind it is that it looks for this distance. What is the Euclidean distance? So, what is the distance formula? For example, 0.1 and 2. If I have to see what is the distance between 0.1 and 2, these are two respondents. Okay, I asked them what is the income in lakhs, that is 20 lakhs. Second one also said 20 lakhs. And what is the income, what is their education? Okay, in years. So 18 years, 16 years. And it computes the Euclidean distance. Euclidean distance is just distance formula, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. And it sees that the distance between D1 and 2, that is respondent first and second, is 2. Okay. So similarly, you can compute the distances of all the respondents. जैसे first और second के बीच का distance ये 2 आया. Similarly, you can compute the distance of all these respondents, and you get some, this kind of grid. Now there's something called hierarchical clustering algorithm. What it does is, so based on the first is distance matrix. So based on this distance matrix, that is, this is the thinking pattern. This is the mental distances because of, Euclidean distances ke basis pe, what we are doing is we are grouping these people together. Jinka distance be kam hai, first that, those people will be grouped together, and, simultaneously all other people will be grouped. Let me show you. So there are two ways of doing this. One is hierarchical clustering, and another is k-means. So in hierarchical clustering, you don't know how many clusters you will get. Whereas in k-means, you actually feed the number of clusters. Okay, k means this number. Okay, k is you feed the number of clusters. This is kind of a priori kind of thing. So first of all, we run hierarchical clustering and we get some dendrogram, certain things, and then we select what are the number of clusters. And then we can feed that in, while selecting cluster k-means and run k-means and then get the cluster. Okay, so what is this hierarchical clustering technique? So there are two ways of doing it. One is agglomerative and one is divisive. What is agglomerative? This is very, very important. What we do is we start, say we have 100 individuals or say 6 individuals. So it starts with every individual is considered as one cluster. अगर हमें 6 लोगों को group करना है, okay, based on similarity, so it starts, it's a agglomerative is bottom up approach. Okay. सबसे स्टार्टिंग में सारे रेस्पोंडेंट्स विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज इंडिविजुअल क्लस्टर्स, और उसके बीच जिन लोगों का डिस्टेंस सबसे कम होगा दे विल बी ग्रुप टुगेदर. कैन यू सी हियर कौन से दो रेस्पोंडेंट्स का डिस्टेंस सबसे कम है या दो से ज्यादा? सो बी एंड सी. ओके, बी एंड सी ये सबसे पहले ग्रुप हुए एंड डी एंड ई आल्सो गॉट ग्रुप. Then after that it again computes the distance. ये एक बार क्लस्टर बन गए. Okay, it again computes the distance. Now the new cluster is, अब इस लेवल पे कौन से न्यू क्लस्टर्स हैं हमारे? How many new clusters do we have? This, and this, right? What it does is it again computes the distance, and then ये वाले cluster join हो गया, that is third and fourth. BC and DEF joined next, and then A joined with this. So it keeps joining, but it starts with सबसे minimum distance किन दो respondents के बीच में है या फिर किन दो clusters के बीच में है, and then it goes on. So to understand better, let's see a pictorial representation of the agglomerative hierarchical clustering technique. Let's say we have 6 data points, A, B, C, D, E, F. Say you ask one question, maybe preference question or any question from these 6 respondents, and these are 6 data points. So in the initial step, we calculate the proximity of individual points and consider all the 6 data points as individual clusters. So like I said, it's a bottom-up approach. सबसे पहले सारे respondents को as individual cluster ही we consider, and then we try to find what is the distance between them. Okay. So that is the first step, that is 6 data points are considered as individual clusters. Step 2 is similar clusters are merged together. And similar clusters means, similar clusters मतलब क्या होता है? Similar clusters are merged together and formed as a single cluster. Similarity कैसे पता चलती है? Algorithm को कैसे पता चलेगा? These are similar clusters. ये DE को कैसे join किया? BC को कैसे join किया? Similar cluster based on
the distance.
Yes, based on distance. कि क्या distance है उनके बीच में, जितना कम distance होगा, जितना वो ज़्यादा close होंगे, that those clusters are similar. So second step is similar clusters are merged together and formed as a single cluster. Let's consider B, C, D, B, C and D, E are similar clusters that are merged in step 2. So ये हमारी जो second step में कौन से क्लस्टर्स मर्ज हुए हैं? ये तो फर्स्ट स्टेप है. सेकेंड स्टेप में कौन से क्लस्टर्स?
B, C are grouped together, D, E are grouped together.
Yes. And we again calculate the proximity of new clusters and merge the similar clusters to form new clusters. अब कौन सी क्लस्टर्स बन गए यहाँ पर? A,
D, E and F.
B, C and D, E, F, ये 3. Then fourth step में we had B, C, D, E, F and A. And last step में सब एक साथ group हो जाते हैं. So what you will get is you will get something like this. This is called dendrogram. See, यहाँ पर this is the distance जिस पे ये cluster form होते हैं. See यहाँ पे 2 है, then 4, then say 6, and I'm just writing down numbers here. Otherwise, on spaces you get this number. This is called joining distance. कौन से distance पे join को है? Okay, so यहाँ पर by seeing the dendrogram, can you see which cluster is joining at what distance? सबसे पहले these are A, B, C, D.
Oh.
Yes, at
B,
distance.
C and D, E. B, C and D are grouped together at 2.
Yes, यहाँ पर. Okay, so what you do is you draw this hypothetical line and you see कि okay कहाँ पर ये cut हो रहा है. B, C and D, E are joining at distance 2 and E, F are joining. Next step पे कौन join कर रहा है? सबसे पहले
D, E, F.
D, E, F. Yes, at joining distance of
4.
Yes, at joining distance of 4. And after that,
B, C, D, E, F.
at joining distance of
6.
6 पे ये देखो ये पूरा cluster join हो गया, right? और थोड़ा और दूर जाएंगे then it is at joining distance of 10. So सबसे ज़्यादा close कौन से थे? So, clusters which were like very similar.
And B,
B,
C, D,
C
E.
and D, E.
B, C and D were सबसे ज़्यादा similar clusters थे, इसलिए सबसे पहले वो join हो गए, right? B, C and D, E.
But in the end तो सारे cluster join हो गए.
And सारे क्लस्टर ज्वाइन हो गए, बट हमारा व्हाट इज आवर मोटिव इज दैट वी वांट कि ऐसा भी ना हो कि हमारे इंडिविजुअल क्लस्टर्स ही रहे, एज इन हमारे पास 100 लोग हैं, हमें उस पॉइंट पे आना है वेयर वी कैन क्लब देम इन right number of clusters, as in it should not be that less कि सबको ही एक साथ इतनी जो दूर दूर joining distances पे हैं उनको भी हम क्लब कर दें, but हमारे पास different clusters होने चाहिए, so they should be homogeneous among themselves but heterogeneous among others. ओके तो हम ऐसे भी नहीं करेंगे कि हम बहुत ही क्लोज ज्वाइनिंग डिस्टेंस पे कर दें और कहें कि ओके यहाँ पर तो हमारे 4 क्लस्टर्स हैं, या फिर हम कहें कि नहीं हम यहाँ पर ही कंसिडर करेंगे और कहेंगे कि सिर्फ एक ही क्लस्टर है. वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट दैट व्हाट इज द बेस्ट ज्वाइनिंग डिस्टेंस, कहाँ पर वी शुड ड्रॉ अ लाइन, वेयर शुड वी ड्रॉ अ लाइन, सो दैट वी गेट exactly not exactly equal type of clusters, but ऐसा भी ना हो कि कोई क्लस्टर बहुत कम है कोई क्लस्टर बहुत ज्यादा है, and it should also be कि बहुत ज्यादा similar भी ना हो बहुत ज्यादा different भी ना हो. So here I can see I can draw a line here and cut this dendrogram here and can say okay ये क्लस्टर यहाँ पर बहुत जल्दी ज्वाइन हो गया, वो कौन सा पॉइंट होगा जो ज्यादा दूर भी नहीं है and it's not very near also. So maybe I cut this line here, and when you cut it here how many clusters you will get. यहाँ पर अगर इस लाइन को यहाँ पर कट करोगे कितनी ब्रांचेस कट हुई. अच्छा ऐसे ऐसे सोचो, if I cut it here तो मैंने कितनी ब्रांचेस कट की, ये वाली.
3.
Yes, exactly 3.
Yes, ma'am, 3.
तो आई कम टू एट दैट पॉइंट जहां पर मेरे बहुत सारे क्लस्टर्स भी ना हो बहुत कम भी क्लस्टर्स ना हो और इक्वल ऐसा भी ना हो कि से अगर मैं ऐसा सेगमेंट बनाती हूँ, से आई कम अक्रॉस विद क्लस्टर एनालिसिस करती हूँ और मैं डेंडोग्राम बनाती हूँ और मैं ऐसे सेगमेंट बनाती हूँ जिसमें एक सेगमेंट में मेरे बहुत ही कम लोग हैं, say only 20 and other segment has 60 and another one has 50, so सिर्फ 10 अगर segment 10 ही respondents है, इतना छोटा cluster लेके कोई फायदा नहीं है, because you need sizable amount to target all those things. Okay, segmentation, targeting, position, you need sizable people, sizable chunk for a segment also. So yes, so this is how you read dendrogram and this is how you decide कि कितने clusters होंगे. So yes, first, second, third. So if you cut here and you will get 3 clusters. So then you say okay 3 cluster solution है इसका. Okay, what we'll do is in next session we'll discuss about this method more. Okay, we'll do this Nike case.
टारगेटेड डिस्टेंस को पहले नहीं ले सकते थे डेंडोग्राम बनाने से पहले.
हाँ यूक्लिड, सॉरी
हम टारगेटेड डिस्टेंस को डेंडोग्राम बनाने से पहले नहीं ले सकते थे कि लाइक अगर मेरी फारदेस्ट डिस्टेंस 10 है और इनिशियल डिस्टेंस 0 है तो मैं मिड पॉइंट 5 ले लूं, उसके बेसिस पे क्लस्टर को कट करूं.
नहीं पहले नहीं रख सकते थे. I'll talk about it also.
All right, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.